Let me tell you something about LinkedIn that could literally change your life, because it has for me. It is the largest platform in the world to get in front of decision makers, business owners, and people who are ready to part ways with their hard-earned cash. Yes, but only if you can make them stop, watch your videos, and convert into paying customers. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do in this video. For context, I've been creating videos on LinkedIn for probably close to a decade now, and it's single-handedly been the #1 revenue source for the businesses that I've built over the years. And despite popular belief, you can build a thriving business on LinkedIn with a very, very small audience because it's not like other platforms. It's not full of brand deals and ways to monetize your videos through AdSense or ad revenue. Instead, to really thrive on this platform, you need to have a physical product or service or something to sell to convert that attention into results for your business. First things first, I'm going to teach you 3 things that you need to master on LinkedIn if you want to do well on this platform. And those 3 things are connection, content, and conversation. Just these 3 things alone can help you to build a thriving business, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But as always, this is really just scratching the surface. And if you really want to get serious, you can check out the Content Club, which is my community for small business owners who want to learn how to master their videos and grow their business alongside other people doing the same thing. The link will be in the first line of the description. Go and check it out for yourself and explore it. And when you're ready, let's dive in. Chapter 1, connection. Now, I'm going to use the example of somebody who is completely new to LinkedIn. 0 followers, no connections, no content, and a completely blank slate, which is, in a sense, really exciting because we can build everything up exactly how we want it. For those of you who do have LinkedIn already, you can still learn something new here, so don't skip ahead. Before you even think about making a video, which I know is why you're watching this video, you need to connect with your ideal customers in the right way. And that means having a bad banner or sloppy copy or sections of your profile that aren't properly branded and filled in are going to lose a lot of credibility. So here's what I want you to do first. Banner. Your banner needs to showcase what you bring to the table, your personality, your mission, and maybe a bit of credibility. I use mine to showcase my company mission statement, the go-to community to master your videos and grow your small business, for example. Description. Under your banner, you have a golden opportunity to expand on your mission, and I would recommend using the template of I help X achieve Y with Z. My own example here is I help founders create videos to grow their business without feeling stuck or overwhelmed. That is not your place to say how much money you make, to say that you're a best-selling author or a TEDx speaker. Nobody cares about you, okay? They care about themselves, and that's the candidness of the situation. About section. Share details around your career and credibility to showcase what you have achieved. This is your section to dive into, yes, a bit of information around you, but also to show that you understand how your customers feel. Tap into their pains, their problems, their dreams, and their desires. For example, I have a line in my bio that says, no need for expensive agencies that just put a plaster on the problem. This touches on the pain that my customers could be feeling after spending thousands on agencies to make videos for them that didn't actually get results. Your featured section. Lots of people get this part wrong on LinkedIn and they use it as an opportunity to share their 20 best posts that they've created. Don't do that. Instead, use this section as an opportunity to make it as easy as possible for people to purchase the thing that you do or get something for free. 1 to 2 links here are all that you need, otherwise people will become overwhelmed and they won't click any of them in the first place. So this is essentially your lead magnet / the place to drive people to your offer. Once your profile's done, and I know we will get to creating videos for LinkedIn in just a moment, we just need to cover the groundwork stuff first. It's then about building your audience up, and Sales Navigator is a really good way to do this. You can literally search for people that you want to do business with, send them a connection request and start to build a following that way. Then you know that your audience is full of potential customers that might not be ready today, but in 3 to 6 months down the line, once you've nurtured them with your content, they might be ready to purchase. That's the connection chapter done. Get your profile set up, sort your messaging out, and connect with the right people. Now we're moving on to chapter 2, content. For many, this is the most daunting part of the process, actually getting out there and doing the thing and creating the videos. And if you've never created videos before, where do you start? What do you talk about? How do you present yourself on camera? What if you spend all this time creating a video that doesn't work? These are the questions that you've probably likely had cross your mind before. My advice is that if it's your first time creating a video on LinkedIn, just to keep things really, really, really simple. Ignore all of these fancy frameworks and things to consider when you create a video, such as the hook and the structure and the pace and the call to action, and just create a video that you feel solves a problem that your audience is facing right now. You need to walk before you can run, and the only way that you can do that is by taking things slow and steady and getting in the practice before you begin to get perfect. Slow and steady, whilst it won't make you a 6-figure entrepreneur overnight, it will get you accustomed to creating videos for LinkedIn, because there is no point in wasting time creating all of these fancy frameworks and strategies and learning the intricacies of making an amazing video if you don't yet feel confident on camera, or you find the process of filming a video really socially awkward. The only way to get over that is by doing the thing, actually showing up, filming a video on your phone, and taking it step by step. For example's sake, let's just say that you've got a bit of skin in the game, you've got some reps under your belt, and you've been creating videos for a little while, but they're not getting the results that you want. You're noticing that your engagement is low, that your viewers are somewhat flatlining, and that you haven't had any DMs from people saying, hey, I want to buy your stuff in a really long time. What do you do in that situation? Chances are, it's just that your content isn't good enough. And that sounds really harsh, but that really is the reality of the situation. So here are a few improvements that you can make to your videos on LinkedIn that will actually help them to be good enough and perform better. Messaging. It's likely that your videos just aren't relating to your ideal customer. And that could be because of the type of language that you're using. Maybe it feels a little bit too corporate. Maybe it's not relevant. Maybe it doesn't feel natural. For example, instead of creating a video and starting it by saying, hey, if you're a founder running a business that needs help with systemizing their customer acquisition, which sounds really fancy and very poncy, you could just say, founders have always struggled with getting customers predictably. It's a small example, but you kind of get the idea here. The messaging flows much more naturally, and that's going to click with more people on the platform. The hook. It's really good to have a video that is incredibly valuable and relevant, but nobody's going to watch it if your hook isn't grabbing attention and reeling the right people in. I challenge the thought that you have 5 seconds to grab attention, because I don't think you do. I think you have the first second, if not the very first frame of your video that tells me as a consumer everything that I need to know about the video that I'm about to watch. And I see it as your job to do something different. Create that feeling of curiosity, ask a question, challenge an opinion, start the beginning of a story, or better yet, use visual hooks such as jumping into frame or using objects and movement for stimulation, or just use an abstract location and not just your office in a talking head video. Structure. Chances are if you're creating videos on LinkedIn and they're not doing well, it's because you're treating them like a vlog, which typically sound and structure themselves like this. I did this, and then I did this, and then I went here, and then I spoke to this person. It is super predictable and it's really, really boring. Instead, start changing the moments where you say and include a but. I did this, but then I did this, but then I went here. This makes quite a dull, boring talking head video feel progressive and intriguing, like the pace is changing every few seconds. And to top that off, start filming your videos in different locations. Break up what you want to say and tell that story across different shots that all look different. That adds a lot of what's called visual intrigue, and it helps to keep your video feeling fresh. Call to action. If you're doing all of that and it's still not working, it's likely because it's going to be that people don't know what to do next. You need to make that incredibly clear in terms of the action that they need to take to progress this journey. That could be anything from downloading your Lead Magnet to subscribing to your newsletter or to check out your website for this limited time offer, whatever it is. Now that you've got people watching, you need to convert that attention into action. You can do this by saying it in the video, but it also works when you include it in the link in the video description that people can click on and take that next step very easily. That last point is a really important point, because on LinkedIn, you need to think both like a creator, yes, but also a marketer. You need to learn how to create great videos, but also how to turn those viewers into warm leads and from warm leads into customers. And that requires a slightly different hat to be worn. And that brings us to chapter 3, conversation. Creating videos on LinkedIn and passively waiting for the results to flow in, unfortunately, can only really get you so far. You've now got all of this newfound attention and you're trying to turn that into conversations with the right people. And there's a few ways that you can do that without feeling salesy or really pushy. Engagement validation. A simple process of going through everybody that's engaged with your videos over the last week and dropping them a super friendly message, pretty much as simple as saying, hey, thanks so much for the support of my recent video, really appreciate it, how's business, or how's your week going? Something as simple as that will get you further ahead than most people who post and ghost their audience, okay? You're showing up, you're keeping people warm, and you're essentially reciprocating the support that they've given you. Profile viewers. This is a goldmine if you know how to tap into these people properly, because 90% of people who use LinkedIn are classed as consumers. They lurk in the background, never liking or commenting or starting conversations, but they are looking at what you get up to. And you can find out who's looking at your profile by looking at your profile viewers who have likely come from your videos. And once again, just starting a very easy conversation, something like, hey, I noticed that you viewed my profile. Was there anything that you were looking for? You're not necessarily selling, you're just guiding them into the right direction. Could be really good ways to start conversations with people. Community engagement. Having a call to action to purchase your stuff and to buy your products in every post is just going to become quite tiresome and maybe a little bit overwhelming for viewers. So it's really crucial to, in every post that you create, make the purpose not about selling, but actually about connecting and building community, okay? Ask the right questions that you require your viewers to participate and comment on, or share opinions, or ask for others' perspectives too. And whilst your videos might not be getting you instant results in terms of leads, which is never usually the case anyway, they are working so much harder for you in the background to nurture your audience. And when they are ready to purchase what you sell and your thing that you offer, they will come to you. So keep hammering away and tightening that community because it will pay off. I've done it 3 times now and it's worked every time. Connection, content, and conversation. These are the 3 things that you need to do really well if you want to win on LinkedIn. It's not just about making pretty videos or using fancy frameworks, and there's some real thought that needs to be put into both how you show up and how you turn passive viewers into active customers. If you want to continue learning about how to make better videos for yourself and your business, then you can click this video right here. But better yet, go and grab my free 15-minute video strategy workshop that's in the first line of the description if you want to learn how to make your videos much more strategic. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I post weekly videos every single week. That would make sense. And until then, I shall see you in next week's post. See you then.